slaying the children. Let me take a drink. It's just cranberry juice. Hold on, children. Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, me, BKING. Yeah, this is new. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Here, this spot, right here, you get to learn everything makeup. I plan to teach you guys everything. Trends, tips, tricks, the whole 9 yards. I am a makeup artist that's based out of Dallas, Texas. And I'm super excited that I get a chance to share my joy and my love and my passion for makeup with you guys. I am open to all suggestions on makeup looks and all of that good jazz. So if you have any, leave a comment below. This is going to be the look for the video today. If you want to figure out how I got this look, those brows, let me lean in, those brows, the lip, that shadow, and even these lashes, stay tuned because I'm going to walk you through this step by step. I might even shake a little, something like Cardi B does. Maybe. I don't know. But again, I'm super excited. I want to thank you for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that way you know anytime I post a video, you'll be the first one to get it. Again, I want to thank you guys so much because it is because of you that I, your boy, BKING, is here. And I'm here to stay. So let the world know, let all the beauty influencers know, YouTube gurus, that there's a new bitch on the block. We're actually going to get right into these brows, starting this face out. And I think we're going to do the trend of the sculpted, defined brow, right? So, because that's what's on trend. So I'm actually going to take my Anastasia dip powder in the color Granite. So we're going to take just an angled brush into that powder. And I like to tap out the axis, starting at the base of the brow, right? Because you want that to be zircony. You want it to be slayed. You want it to be just that everything. I like to start in the middle of my brow with my brush, and I draw it out. Just getting myself a foundation of what I want my brow to be like, right? So I don't want it too dramatic because I take it real dramatic on top. Yeah. On top, dramatic. Yeah, y'all get it later. You'll get it. So we're gonna go in, and I'm gonna really make my brow high. It's something about a high arch on a brow for me that does it because of the shape of my face. So we are just filling that in. Y'all see that? That's already just snatched. And we ain't even did much. So we are giving this brow just a little bit of life. And then we'll lightly go back in on the bottom to give ourselves some more foundation. And notice I didn't add any more. We're just using what's on the brush. See? And that's a nice little brow. It's a nice brow. And we're gonna go ahead and do the other one. And I always go back in and blend the very end of the brow, okay? I'll do that once we are complete with our look. Because if I do it now, I'm gonna almost have a unibrow. And that is not what we wanna do. We do not want a unibrow. And this has been a long time coming. People have been beating me up left and right about doing YouTube. And I'm here. I'm finally here. Like, this is too good to be true. Like, I'm here on YouTube doing videos. I can't believe it. Which, isn't that how she said it on Obsession? Beyonce said, "Oh my God, John. I can't believe it." Oh my goodness. So guys, you see that? And so you can always, you always want to make sure that your brows are symmetrical, right? Now we do know that our brows are never twins, but always sisters. So you want to get them as close to being twins as possible. And I always like to just brush my hair up so I can see what my brows are doing. I just lay out the brows and then we always go back and fix them later, right? So now we've got the foundation of those brows together. We're gonna put down some concealer. So I'm taking Makeup Forever Full Coverage Concealer. Maybe I should show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like, Makeup Forever Full Coverage Concealer. And I use number 18 because it's the closest to my skin tone, because I'm not doing a whole lot of dramatic eyeshadow today. So I want it to be kind of natural. Now when concealing, I start kind of like in the middle of my brow, and I just drag the concealer to give myself a good base. And then I'll start taking it into the middle. Now when you do this, you want a nice amount. You don't want to overuse your product, but you do want a nice amount of product to give yourself a nice coating. So just like that. See it? We have a nice even amount of product. Yeah. So we're still gonna take some concealer with that same brush, and now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna define the top of the brow to go ahead and stencil it out. So with that, I'm gonna start not in the beginning of the brow, but toward the middle of the brow. We're gonna drag that concealer. Yeah, I told my husband I sound like a muffled dog today. I don't know, it's the weather. I did have some drinks last night, so maybe that's it. Okay, look, we're gonna blend out that concealer. Listen, blend out. So y'all, I'm all about teaching, okay? This is what I do for a living. Blend out that concealer, because I hate to see people with a halo around their brow, and they're like, they're my color and their halo is Halle Berry's color. That's just not a good look. It's just not a good look. Okay? So eyeshadow, right? So we're gonna play around with some eyeshadow. I think I really wanna play around with Morphe. I've really been getting into Morphe a lot lately. So we're gonna play with Morphe 35B, okay? We're gonna go in with a slight orange. I know y'all love orange as a transition color. So we're gonna go in with Morphe with a slight orange color. And I'm gonna use my Sephora blending brush. So we're gonna go in with a little bit of orange. Tap, 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 tap. Dust off. With your transition, using the back hand of your brush, go ahead and start with a transition. Now, windshield wiper motions or circular motions are key when blending eyeshadow, okay? Now, some of y'all are on this video, you're watching, you're just like, oh my God, why did he not use a powder to set his concealer? Well, this concealer is full coverage and it dries matte with a powder finish, so you don't have to set it. That's too many layers on your eye. Y'all see that? Just a nice, subtle orange. Subtle. The key word for the day is subtlety. Subtle. Now, we're doing a smoke, okay? We're doing a really pretty smoke, but it's gonna be a halo. It's a smoke, but it's gonna be a halo. So we're gonna take some black, and we're gonna pop some black on the lid, and then we're gonna pop some green with a pigment, okay? So we're gonna take some black, all in the same Morphe palette that I just showed you guys. We're gonna take some black, putting it all over the lid. And if you notice, I did not put a concealer all the way down to my lash line because, again, that's too much product and I don't need all of that. And most of you who are doing it don't need it either. That's not a read. The camera guy was looking at me real crazy. Okay, so remember this. A smoke is not a color, it's a technique. So a smoky eye is not a color, it's a technique. If you are not looking like a raccoon by the eyes, you are not doing it correctly. Make sure you look like a raccoon, baby. So I'm gonna take a hunter green and we're gonna buff out the edge of that black with a hunter green. Green be the color. Green be the color. I think I'm gonna start talking like that. Like, what's her name? Kiki White. I'm gonna start talking like Kiki White. Green bee's the color. Oh my God, look at that. It's just gorgeous. Oh my God. Jackie, Ina, I know you're out there. I know, you know, you're not just gonna stumble upon my video, but if you do, just know that I love you, okay? You're my inspiration. I can't say you're my muse because I haven't sat you down in my chair yet, but girl, you're the bomb.com. Now, we're gonna take a little bit of that concealer that we used earlier, and I'm gonna cut out just a little bit in the middle of my eye because we're doing a halo. So that means I want a little bit of light in the middle, darkness around, okay? So just a little bit of that concealer. Please don't just carve out your whole eye with concealer because that ain't cute. I don't know who y'all been watching that does that, but stop it. And I'm literally putting it just on the lid of my eye. You see that? Just a little bit. I don't want it too crazy. Just right there in the middle of your eye on the lid. Now, granted, everybody's lids are different. So, you know, you have to kind of figure out. A lot of times what I'll do is that I'll tilt my head back so I can have full access to my lid. Okay? Once you do that, you can see you have full access to the lid to get in there and play around. So we're going to put that on there. Now we're going to go in with our pigment. And I'm going to be using this iridescent pigment. It's called Blue Brown, and it's from MAC. It was part of their holiday collection, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to take a little bit of that. And we're going to put that down on our face. We're going to take just a little bit of that, and we're going to tap it. Right, oof, that just gave me life. Oh my God. That is an orgasm waiting to happen. Look at that. Oh. Oh, oh, I just got my life. And I'm not even done, I just got my life. That's pretty. I just want to give a shout out to all of the beauty influencers, the YouTubers, that are still doing their thing on YouTube. Y'all have really come a long way. Y'all have made it. Yeah, just that y'all have made it, and y'all have created an atmosphere for people like myself to really come on here and display what I love to do. So kudos and shout out to you guys. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of that black right on the inside. I wanna make that just a little bit deeper. And then I also want to blend out the edge of this halo. Give it some more depth. Y'all, the cameraman just gave me a wink. I think it's on and popping. I think it's on and popping, baby. So I have a slight hooded eye. So I would do things a little bit different than most people. So I have to tilt my head back like I told you guys earlier so I can have access to my eye because I have a slight hooded eye. Yes. And I think every day that passes I get a little cockeyed. I don't know what that's about. My husband tells me that I'm real cockeyed when I wake up in the morning, so he can't look at me directly. I think that's rude. I think that's grounds for divorce. What y'all think? Okay, I'm not leaving because I can't afford it. Yeah, YouTube doesn't pay me enough. And, you know, can't live off of $3.65 and a mobile card like Tina Turner did. I just can't do it. I can't risk it. So, liner. It's one of my favorite parts. Okay, really, not really. I hate doing liner, but I know y'all want to see. All right, so now we're gonna take that Inglot gel liner, just with a regular liner brush, and then we're going to line the eye. What I love about this is that it's really hard to make mistakes with a gel liner. Like, it's gel. Move it across your eye. It's not complicated at all. Let's not make it complicated. Move it across the eye. And it's so much smoother. It's smooth. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. All right, so now we're gonna do the other one. And since, you know, excuse me. Ooh, I've been drinking all night. No, not really. I've been drinking water and cranberry juice. I'm gonna hold this part of my eye because, so, okay, guys, 2010, I was diagnosed with Bell's palsy, which is a disease that kind of affects your muscles and your bones. And for me, it's like, it's my face. And so it's like stroke-like symptoms. So occasionally, I don't have feeling in the one side of my face. And so with this side, I have to pull this eye because if not, my eye will flutter really, really, really bad. And so I have to pull this eye so I get a good liner. So for anybody who's dealing with Bell's palsy, you kind of know what I'm talking about. And then I have to kind of maneuver different things on my face to make my face look symmetrical. Okay? So I'm gonna pull, and we're gonna line, so I can get a really good line. And I want it to look like I'm a second grader trying to color inside the line. And sometimes it still happens. Who is me to judge? Isn't that the guy from St. Louis? Who is me to judge? I think these eyes are hot. So we're going to start out with some primer. I've been using my Benefit Poreless Primer, and that's what we're gonna use. I like to dot it on my face and then rub it in. Now, you don't have to use a lot of primer, guys. You do not have to use a lot of primer because then you don't want your products or your foundation to move, right? So just a little bit of primer goes a long way. I really want to start teaching people how not to overuse products. Skin is fresh, it's prepped, it's primed, and it is ready to go. Clinique foundation, the Ever Matte, it is amazing. It's my go-to. You don't need much of this foundation at all. At least I don't. I don't think you should either. It is amazing. Or amazeballs.com. I like to dot it because I'm going to go back and blend it in. This is something that I did years and years and years ago when I first got into makeup. Because I used to be a drag queen. Yeah, I know, I don't look like it now, but I used to be a drag queen. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm gonna take my Smashbox primer oil, and I'm actually gonna just drop a few little drops into my brush before I start blending. And what that does is that it kind of shears out your foundation, so that way it's not so thick and it's not so full coverage, but you'll still get full coverage out of it. Because I'm a guy, I don't really like the cakey look, or you know, the extremely full coverage. So I shear out my foundation with a primer oil. It is thebomb.com. One bottle of that will last me about 1.5 years. Yeah, it's awesome. You can get that, I think, at Ulta, Sephora, Macy's, Dillard's, yeah, all of those good places. Now, FYI, when I first put this foundation on, I do tend to look a little bit like a Oompa Loompa, but I promise you, it is going to, when I'm finished shearing it out, it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to look a little less like Mama's Mabley and more like Viola Davis accepting an Academy Award. Okay? Now, round 2. I'm going to take a concealer, but instead of using a concealer, I'm actually going to use the MAC stick, and I use NC45, and it just looks like this, right? Most of y'all use MAC, so you know what they look like, but they are the bomb. To me, they're better than concealer, especially when you're using it for highlighting purposes. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to place it right underneath, and I'm not using a whole lot of excessive product. As you can see, I'm not going past this part of my brow because nothing's back there, right? Your cheekbone really doesn't go all the way back there. It's really like right up in here, in this area. So that's what you want to highlight. You want to highlight the center of the face because you're going to contour around there anyway. So you're really just wasting product if you highlight past that area. No shade, no tea, no read. All facts. Okay, I'm gonna take this down the bridge of my nose. Bang. I'm gonna tap it right in between my brows because I don't need a whole bunch there. And just a little bit above. Because remember, I'm gonna put on a wig. And this is my wig right here. So we don't need to do all that extra. Bam. Okay? We're gonna take a beauty blender, and I don't dampen my beauty blenders. I like my beauty blenders dry to help blend out my products, and you're gonna see why. So I'm gonna take my beauty blender. And y'all know Walmart actually has some really, really good beauty blenders. The ones from Equate, they're just as good as the authentic beauty blenders. They are just as good, and they're only $1. You better go get you some. Don't say I never gave you anything, because I just gave you that tip. Okay. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, look at that. So y'all know when you're doing your makeup and you get to a point to where you just feel real sick, man. Child, blending out something is better than having an orgasm. Do you understand? It is better. Just please don't tell my husband. Don't tell my husband, he'll kill me. But yes, sometimes doing this, it just gets me going. Gets my juices flowing. Yeah, I don't know what juices is gonna flow tonight, but they gonna flow. They may be already flowing. Who knows? Look at that. Oh, it's like butter. Now, so listen, I'm a dark boy, right? I'm really, really dark. So there's no need in me doing a cream contour. I don't see a purpose in it because if I just shape up my highlight, I'm already contoured, right? So I'm gonna go right on in with a pressed setting powder. The one that I use is from Sephora. It's called Sephora Bright Set Powder. Clearly, I said Sephora, so you can get it at Sephora. I just take a big domed brush. I press into the powder, and then I just press it all over my face. Now, what this is going to do is this is going to lock everything in place so that way it does not move. So when I go in with my my powders, it's gonna blend effortlessly. It was gonna come. I told you I sound like a muffled dog today. See that? Oh, it just looks gorgeous. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with some loose powders and I'm gonna do a little bit of baking. Now, when I do my baking process, I do use 2 separate powders. One, the color of my skin to just kind of lock it in, and then one that's gonna brighten me, okay? So I'm gonna go in with my black opal medium powder and I'm going to bake and set, okay? Now, I do one thing, and I only do this on myself. I don't do it on my clients or customers, but when I'm doing it on myself, I will take and I will blow off the excess powder because I don't want a whole bunch of powder on my face, right? We all know our faces. We know what we can hold, and I know my face cannot hold that much powder, so I blow off the excess. Now, when I'm baking, I don't just put it on there and let it sit. I'm actually pressing it into my face. So that way, by the time that I get to where I need to be, I don't have a whole bunch of stuff that I need to brush off and all of that. I like to blend and create while I'm moving. Honey, we're not baking cookies, we want to bake a face. I don't want to sit here for 30 minutes and wait for it to rise. So yes, honey, I've been doing makeup for about 10 years and I am absolutely in love with it. I actually started the art of makeup when I was about 10. Honestly, my mama used to leave and I used to play in her makeup. And then that kind of got me started, you know. When I was 15, I did my very first drag show ever in Little Rock, Arkansas, and it was amazing. From then, it was, child, a star was born. And I've been doing it ever since. I used to do everybody's hair and makeup at my school, my junior high, high school, literally everywhere. And then that kind of took off and I had a lot of clients in the city. And honey, you know, once I was able to start working, I started working in the industry. And now I'm here. He must don't know I'm in here filming. That's my little brother. He knew I had a job to do, but he don't care. Hey, I'm filming in here. Hopefully you heard me. I want y'all to know I'm a real person. I can't just sit at home and, you know, film in the quiet. Because people don't want me to be great. I'm going to throw some at the wall in a second. So y'all know I'm serious about my shit. Ain't that what Erykah Badu said? She's an artist and she's sensitive about her shit. So am I. So do y'all see how I just pressed all of that in? That's what you want to do, okay? So now we're going to go in with the second powder and then we're going to do some contouring. Okay. Y'all see that? Y'all see it? Y'all see it? I'm just blue. So you want to press it into the face. It's not so much baking because you're pressing it in. So I guess we can say you're kneading the dough. Because that's what you do when you knead the dough. You kind of, you know, you just press it in. You just roll it and press it, roll it and press it. So we're kneading the dough, we're not baking. The dough is already formed and we want to knead it. And this is also like a reverse contour. You see how I keep bringing the powder into the sides of my nose? And so my nose is kind of already contoured without me having to go in and add contour. See that? Old school drag queen trick. Y'all gonna learn some stuff from me. Just keep on watching. So guys, I'm gonna put my eyelashes on and I'll be right back. Put these bad boys on, these lashes. These are lashes from my line that will be airing soon. They'll be coming out soon. Coming out soon. Yeah, so lashes are on. I feel a little bit better about myself. And so we're gonna move into some contouring. And we're gonna go ahead and bronze up the face as well. So, powders and contouring and things like that. So remember in the beginning I told you guys I don't do a lot of cream shadows or cream contours and stuff. I use powders. So what I do use is Black Radiance press powder and the color Ebony for my contour. It's honestly one of the few products that I found that works really well on African American skin of my color. So this is what I use to contour. Starting at the back, I kind of bring it and just kind of buff out that line. Most of the time I don't extend the side of my eye, okay? So I'm just buffing. And you see how that's contouring that? I bring that contour all the way around. And I am buffing out all of that highlight edge. And I'm contouring down. Blending with your friends. Yes, so we are contouring down, as the children would say, contouring the house back, okay? Don't be afraid to really get in there and play with powder contours. I promise they make the world of difference when you want a soft face, okay? When you want a soft face, powder contours really do the job. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and we're gonna contour this nose, honey. Contour back nose. And I'm gonna take that same powder that I just used and I'm gonna bring down and slim down the nose. I like to start right here, my eye level. Bring down where I want it. And I like a really small nose. So you see this nose is going to get pulled. Now I do use a angled brush to do this process with, and it's an older brush. I don't know if Benefit still carries this brush, but it's a Benefit angled shadow brush that is really great for contouring the nose. Okay, I like my nose to be pinched. I want you to be like, oh my God, can he breathe? Like that's the nose that I want. So now I'm gonna go in with another color. It's called Golden Almond. Same brand, Black Radiance, just a lighter color. And this is what's going to break up that contour and highlight section. So I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna press it right in there and then buff. And what that does is that it fuses those two colors together and it creates harmony in the face. These are my go-to powders. I would fight somebody tooth and nail if they ever came up missing. You hit me? They come up missing. We gonna fight. See how that there is no line of demarcation? That's what you want. You want no lines of demarcation. I'm gonna take the same powder and run it down my nose with that contour. Remember how we did that? So I like to take and just kind of press it and then blend it. Press it and then blend it. And it really slims the nose, I promise you. And if you are like me, you really, really want a snatch nose, you're gonna take some more highlight powder and pull it in. Okay. So now we can take that and we can cut that. Ooh, bam, y'all see how I cut that? Bam, ooh. Ooh, I just fell in love with myself all over again. Cut that, cut that. Now, we're gonna add ourselves a jawline. So because I have a beard and I have a fat boy face, I have to make a jawline. This is rude, but this is what we have to do. I'm gonna start at the middle part of my ear. Well, it's not really the middle, but you get the point. Now, not everybody has to do this, especially if you already have a chiseled face. You really don't need to do this. But for people with me who have like a round face, this just creates, it creates dimension. It creates that chiseledness that we want. Now, if you don't want your face to be chiseled, then girl, don't chisel. But for people like me who want a chiseled face, and I want to look like I just walked the Grammys, let me chisel and leave me alone. Now, another thing, let me tell y'all what bothers me. People always tell me, oh my God, you are so pretty. But you need to get rid of your beard. Beard and makeup doesn't go together. Well, who the hell died and made you the authority? I look good with and without my beard. But it just so happens that this season, I want a beard. Let me be great. You know, people don't want other people to be great. Girl, let me be. Okay? Now we're gonna take some color and we're gonna put it underneath the eye. Yeah, underneath the eye. And since we was playing with that Morphe palette, we're gonna go back and play again with that Morphe palette. I'm going to take some black and we're gonna do black underneath the eye, and then we're going to buff it out with some green. So right underneath the eye, I told y'all I'm a little afflicted, so I can't. I gotta blink. I'm human. I'm not one of those makeup gurus who just know it all. I'm human, honey. I have to do what works for me, and it may not look appealing to you while I'm doing it, but it works. And no, my skin is not filtered. What you see is what you get with me. Now, I don't know about all these other folks, but what you see with me is what you get. I ain't got time to try to pretend and put on for everybody else. What they say, because I'm a real bitch. We all fake and real about something. Go ahead and dust that down, because I don't want it to be too crazy, you know? Just enough to give me that line that I want. Yeah, guys, I was gonna put on my favorite blush, but I don't know what happened to it. So I think somebody came and got me. So, Ginger Snap from Black Radiance is my go-to. I'm gonna take this with a flat brush and I'm gonna pat it onto my cheeks. And I like to start on the apple of my cheek to really give me a lift. So I start there and then I just move back. Now, if you notice, I don't pull it all the way back here. I don't usually extend it past my brow. So it stops about where my brow stops, okay? And I work it in. You wanna make sure that you're blending in your highlight as well, because you do not wanna just look like you got a stripe of crystals on your face. That's not cute. What we're gonna do is that we are going to complete this look with a gloss. But let's set our face. Let me grab, I'm gonna be like everybody else, and I'm gonna grab my MAC Prep and Prime. okay? And I'm gonna spray my face and I'm gonna press it in, okay? Now I do drown myself in it, and I'm gonna show you why. So, hold it about arm's distance away and spray. I don't let it just sit there. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna press it in. And the reason I do that is because I wanna get all of that powder look off of my face. And I want my makeup to look as though it is just my skin. That's the beauty of it. If your makeup can look like skin, now some people don't want that look. They wanna look, you know, like they have on makeup. Perfectly fine. But I want my foundation and all of that to look like skin. I'm gonna take my Too Faced You Light Up My Life, pressing it with my finger. So this highlighter was created to be used with your finger, not a brush. So I'm gonna tap it right on the cheek. Bam, just like that. Look how much life that just gave. Ooh, that light hits it. Right there. Oh, this makes me think of that song on Empire. Boom, 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 that Lucius was singing. Because it was hot. I'm going to put on Rihanna's lip gloss. I'm not going to do a liner. Because I want my lips to look really, really natural, because we got a lot going on in the eyes and with the highlighter. So we're going to do the Rihanna Fenty. What's the name of this? Does it even have a name? Fenty Glow. How about it? And we're going to take her and put her on. Yeah, I want those lips to be natural, just like that. Nice and succulent. This is the finished look, guys. What do you think? Y'all sat here with me, and we did the full look. Look at this. Let me pull these lashes down so y'all can get into this beat. This is the finished look. And I think I like it. You know, I told y'all. This is my wig. So anytime y'all hear me talking about a wig, it's my hat. I always have on a hat because I'm bald. But this is the finished look. Let me give y'all a little face. Y'all catch that glow? Yes. You too can have more looks like this. Hit the subscribe button. That one right there. Finished look. Bye, guys.